God morning. Here we are live again for A Course in Miracles, Lesson 105. Let's begin. As we do each morning, our daily spiritual practice with a deep breath. Breathing deeply, deep into the diaphragm. And on the exhale, we release all the old stale air at the bottom of the lungs. Press it out, belly muscles intact. Breathing and becoming aware of our spiritual nature, the spiritual essence that is the self. Breathe and allow. Breathe and remember. Opening to the angelic realm. Place awareness at the crown chakra and see it open to upper dimensions, alternate dimensions, parallel dimensions. See the crown chakra open as it always is to universal wisdom. Establish direct connect with the ancestors who are present in your life for the purposes of uplifting your life. Establish and deepen connection and contact now. See their shining faces. See their love and goodwill. See they have wisdom to impart. See, experience, know, feel the oneness with the ancestors. All kinds of ancestors. Who speak with you in this lifetime and beyond. In another lifetime, you become one of their ancestors. Establishing contact and seeing the angels to your right and to your left. Using the crown chakra connection to the all and utilizing the third eye to peer into dimensions beyond this current time-space continuum. Become aware of the angels surrounding you, also known as good spirits, benevolent beings, helpful beings. Great cosmic forces. Some may call them Orisha, some may call them the Loa, some call them angels, some call them archangels. We have powerful, mighty beings with us. Be acutely aware today and every day of the spirit team. Meditate on the truth that you are never alone, have never been alone, could not possibly be abandoned, and that anything that seeks to cause us to believe in being alone or loneliness is a lie. Close your eyes and prove it to yourself. Close your eyes and turn within, breathing and understand the true non-locality of love. Love is non-local. It is everywhere at once. Tap into it now, and you have never been alone. With clear connection, with wise beings such as yourself, in a peaceful state of mind, calm and reverent, we open our eyes to receive A Course in Miracles, Lesson 105. Slowly opening our eyes. Being gentle and kind with self always. You can give a good stretch if you like. And we are ready for A Course in Miracles, Lesson 105. God's peace and joy are mine. Yesterday, after we affirmed over and over and over, I will but what belongs to me in truth, that in truth, all we are seeking, I see but what belongs to me in truth, is the joy and the peace and the happiness of God. That is the true birthright. That is salvation from the lower mind that likes to be sad or despondent or depressed or angry or upset or anything other than peace, joy, and happiness. Today, we claim it. Yesterday, we sought it. And in our meditations lately, the first 5 minutes of each hour, we have been claiming and we have been aligning every hour for the first 5 minutes of the hour with the truth. Today, God's peace and joy are mine is a statement, a declaration to the mind. God's peace and joy are yours. Today we'll accept them, knowing they belong to us. Today you accept peace and joy and nothing else. And we will try to understand these gifts increase as we receive them. The more peace and joy you receive, the more peace and joy you have capacity to receive. Because remember, yesterday we cleaned up our altar. We got rid of the things that we made up, pain, suffering, got a sacrifice. Oh, you don't like it, but trudge through. We cleaned up our altar yesterday. We got rid of things. And we made ready the space within the self that is pure bliss, could be nothing else. The will of the universe for us. And today we receive the gifts, and we know that the gifts increase as we receive them. They are not like to the gifts the world can give, in which the giver loses as he gives the gift. The taker is the richer by his loss. In the world of effects, if you go and you spend a lovely $50 and you get a nice bouquet of flowers for a good friend, or I don't know, $100, whatever it is, and you give them to your friend, in the world of effects, you just lost $100 because you took the $100 and you don't have it anymore. And you got the gift. And yes, the gift, you wanted to do it, and it was so loving and it was so kind, and you saw the gift light up your friend's face, and oh, both of you were happy, so happy. Yet you're still out of $100. That's in the world of effects. Such are not gifts, but bargains made with guilt. The truly given gift entails no loss. The truly given gift entails no loss. The truly given gift entails no loss. It is impossible that one can gain because another loses. It's impossible. Think of all the gifts we've given. How many of them were bargains made with guilt? How many of them were, please get me out of the doghouse with this gift? How many were, please like me more with this gift? How many were, I sure hope I get laid after this? How many were, it's their birthday, I guess I gotta get them something? This is obligation. This is manipulation. This is bargaining, trying to get something. This is not giving. It's impossible for one person to gain and another person to lose. It is impossible that one can gain because another loses. This implies a limit and an insufficiency. But this is how our mind works. It thinks that a gift left from one place and went somewhere else, and now where it was, there's nothing there now. It's an empty space. You lost. But somebody else got something, and well, we're happy for them today because when my birthday comes around, they're going to give me the gifts. Wow, is that giving? No gift is given thus. Such gifts, in quotes, are but a bid for a more valuable return. We know this. I'm going to give this person this gift and maybe they'll do blah, blah, blah. A loan with interest to be paid in full. This is a loan. I'm getting out of the doghouse and I'm going to buy her this gift and she's going to be nice. I'm going to turn this whole thing around. I know what to do. I'm going to the jewelry store. That's a bargain. A temporary lending meant to be a pledge of debt to be repaid with more than was received by him who took the gift. Yeah, I'm doing all this for your birthday. When my birthday comes around, y'all better don't play. These are not gifts. This strange distortion, it's a strange distortion of what giving means pervades all levels of the world you see. Dang, now the course told us everything that you've been giving, examine it and see if you've really been giving or if you've just been in a strange distortion. Wow. It strips all meaning from the gifts you give and leaves you nothing in the ones you take. You receive a gift and you feel uncomfortable receiving it because you're kind of thinking and you're kind of knowing that because you were expecting something when you were giving it, maybe people are expecting something when they're giving it to you, and maybe you're kind of beholden to them. Wow. Well, we've seen all this play out. Maybe we just did it at our last birthday. Maybe we became a Godzilla, a bridezilla when we got married because we knew that it's my turn to get everything I want. And then here you have the making of a bridezilla. And you have to give the bridezilla, you have to feed the bridezilla everything she wants, from wearing a horrible, putrid looking dress to giving her this big shower to giving her everything she wants on her special day. That's not giving. A major learning goal this course has set is to reverse your view of giving so you can receive. Here is where our view of giving is reversed. Thank God, because clearly we haven't been giving. We've been bargaining and we've been creating strange distortions. That's what we've been doing. We've been manipulating. And yeah, maybe sometimes the gifts were deep in your heart. Yes, of course. All your gifts weren't strange distortions, but maybe a few of them were. Maybe more than we would like to admit or acknowledge were strange distortions, not pure gifts given purely from the heart. Forgiving has become a source of fear because, once again, the giving is going to entail some kind of loss or some kind of insufficiency. You're not going to have money for this because you had to get the gift. You're not going to have time for this because you got to go all over town and you got to buy this just perfect bike for your kid. Well, of course, giving would induce fear because it is some kind of insufficiency. There's some kind of loss in it. Am I going to be able to recover from the loss after I give this person this gift? And so you would avoid the only means by which you can receive. We avoid it. When we go to church and they say gift and tithes and offerings and all that stuff, we avoid that. Because if I tithe over the years, I've tithed and I've not tithed over the years. I love giving. I love giving. I love giving. So it's just a habit. Do you notice that when it gets time to tithe, you get very nervous, you start breaking out in sweats? When it gets time, that's why they have to play the music. That's why they have to take the vibration in the church so high when it's time for giving, because they know it's very difficult for us to give. Because if I just got a check for $10,000 and I give you 1,000 of it, I'll only have 9,000 left, and I need to do something with that other 1,000. Of course, then our giving would be a source of fear because we perceive loss. There is no loss in truly giving. Accept God's peace and joy, and you will learn a different way of looking at a gift. When we accept, okay, here's the key. Here's the key. We're receiving a key. When we accept God's peace and joy, we will learn a different way of looking at a gift. Accept God's peace and joy. By the way, happy Good Friday. God's gifts will never lessen when they are given away. Let's affirm it to ourselves. The true gifts of God, the gifts of this universe, are never lessened when they are given away. The gifts of Source, when they are given away, are never lessened. They but increase thereby. They keep increasing. They are the gift that keeps on giving. As heaven's peace and joy intensify, when you accept them as God's gift to you, so does the joy of your Creator grow when you accept His joy and peace as yours. Now, you probably never thought that God could become more joyful. And what we're reading here and what we're understanding here from this beautiful metaphor is that peace and joy intensify when you accept them. Let's say we have 100 people in the room. 99 are angry, one is joyful and peaceful, walking around simply smiling at the other 99. They're giving the gift of joy to the other 99. And they stand one of the 99 and they start talking to them. Oh, I love that dress. Or I love that outfit. It's amazing. Where'd you have it made? And they look down and like, oh, and you see a little glint of happiness dart across the person's face where before they were mad. Oh, I got this from Nordstrom. Oh, it's beautiful. What designer is that? Oh, it's a designer I love. I love. And then next thing you know, the gift of joy just increased from one person to the second person. And now the second person is starting to be more joyful. And they're talking about their favorite designer and how they went shopping and it was the last one and then it was on sale. And then next thing you know, they're all whipped up in the joy because the first person decided to give the gifts of joy. They didn't walk in the room and say, oh, I'm an empath and I can feel all the pain of all these 99 people. Oh, this is so horrible because I can sense energies. Wow. Well, what did you do about it? Did you bring the gifts of joy and peace and happiness and love? Or did you just leave the 99 people to wallow in sadness? What did you do, empath? Can't tell you how many times I've heard that bullshit from spiritual people. Because I'm an empath, Reverend Val, and I can feel everything other people are feeling. How about fucking feeling your own feelings and fixing them? Stop that foolishness. I can feel other people's feelings. Stop it. How about make yourself joyful? And let's just see what happens. How about spreading joy? I never saw the Dalai Lama say, I can't go into the world today because there's war in the world today and I'm full of happiness and kindness and compassion and I can just feel all the people's sadness. I don't think I'll go out today. Dalai Lama's not doing that. Dalai Lama's going out spreading joy. Spreading joy. You're so whipped up in the joy, you don't even notice that people are not enjoying. This giving is creation. This giving is creation. The course just came for all the empaths that are feeling everybody's feelings. It just came for all of us that say that. I was sensing a disturbance in the field, Luke. A disturbance, the force. Yeah, well, how about if you're sensing it, you're the disturbance? Fix yourself. It extends the limitless to the unlimited, eternity to timelessness, and love unto itself. It extends the limitless to the unlimited, eternity to timelessness, and love unto itself. So you're the person, you're that joyful person. You're not trying to make yourself happy. You're simply tapped into the joy and the peace and the love and the happiness that's inside you. It's inside everyone. You simply tapped into it and you walked into the room and you're the 100th person. And there are 99 people that are pent up and angry and upset or something happened. And now you're here, you are extending the joy. You're extending the peace. You're extending the limitless, the timelessness, and you're extending the love unto itself. And you're not even doing anything. You're simply in the room. It adds to all that is complete already, not in simple terms of adding more, for that implies that it was less before. You're not adding anything more. It adds by letting what cannot contain itself fulfill its aim of giving everything it has away, securing it forever for itself. Give everything you have away. You tell a normal human being that hasn't been on A Course in Miracles for 105 days, they would be terrified and run from you with their hair standing on end in horror. Give everything I have away? Everything that I've spent all this time amassing? No. I spent time collecting all my shit. And you're telling me to give it all away? Well, the gifts of God, the only way that you can keep them is to give them all away. The only way that you can keep your peace is to give peace away. The only way that you can experience infinite love is to give all the love you have away, because it keeps multiplying. It says, it adds by letting what cannot contain itself, love cannot contain itself, joy cannot contain itself, peace cannot contain itself, fulfill its aim of giving everything it has away. It allows love to fulfill its aim of giving itself away, securing it forever for itself. You can only keep what you give away. When I first learned this from the Course many years ago, I said, well, I don't believe that. Because, the Course says a lot of things that you get to say, I don't believe that at all. And because I am a scientific person, I took it into my laboratory called my life, and I started to do it. I said, well, this thing could be just total untruth. I'm going to give it a try because it is in front of me. And hey, what else am I doing that's better than this? Let me give it a try. Lo and behold, I began to play this game of I'll outgive you, universe. I haven't won it yet. You cannot outgive the universe. Can't do it. Today, accept God's peace and joy is yours. Accept it. Let him complete himself as he defines completion. Let the Spirit, let the Lord, God, let Source be complete as it defines completion, not as we define completion. You will understand that what completes him must complete his son as well. Whatever completes the universe has to complete you. He cannot give through loss. The universe is not losing something when it gives you oxygen. Have you noticed that? You've taken billions of breaths from this universe. You can have one right now. If you want to, have one right now. A deep breath. How lovely. You can have as many as you want. The universe didn't say, oh, you have reached your allotment of deep breaths. No more deep breaths for you until tomorrow. You've had many leaves on your food. Lettuce, spinach, lots of leaves. You've eaten lots of leaves. You took all those leaves from the universe. What is the universe doing? Making more. Taking your poop, what you pooped out of those leaves, and it's making more. You can't lose in this universe. The universe doesn't give through loss. The universe gives through abundance. And every time it gives something, it expands it. Why are all these lovely monkeys and all these wonderful wild beasts out in the world? What are they doing? They're eating seeds and things like that, and they're taking them to another place, and they're pooping them out and putting them on the ground. They're germinating a whole earth. Mother Nature isn't saying, you ate too many seeds and nuts today, monkey. Said Mother Nature never. The sun never said, oh, I think I'm just too bright. I need to hide. Never. It never happened. He cannot give through loss. No more can you. Receive his joy, his gift of joy and peace today, and he will thank you for your gift to him. Give the gifts that you receive and receive the gifts that you are then able to give. It's a big game of give and receive with the universe. Receive, and you've got to receive. You've got to receive the gift of joy and peace within yourself. No more sadness. Tell yourself. No more sadness, no more despondency, no more slinking around, no more being angry, no more flying off, going off on people, no more anxiety, no more worry, no more doubt, no more fear, no more insecurity, no more being jealous and being envious or being covetous, no more. Everybody has the same thing, infinite joy, infinite love, infinite peace. We just have it in different packaging. Everyone has infinite joy, infinite love, infinite peace. Everyone is infinitely loved by this infinite universe, period. Let that be your starting point. Infinite love. I am infinitely loved by this infinite universe. I have infinite peace, infinite happiness, infinite joy inside my being. Start from there. Because then that would at least be a truthful starting point, yes? Today, here come our instructions. Let's see how well we can follow instructions. Because humanity, we like to not follow instructions because we like to delay our own ascension. And that's just one way. That's just another delay tactic, is not doing it or doing it different than how we're told to do it. We love to do that. We do that in magic. I see people do that all the time. Well, I'm just going to do it like this. Okay. That is, recognize it for what it is. It's a delay tactic. It's because you don't really want the thing. Because if you were making a recipe and Gordon Ramsay gave it to you, my daughter's favorite chef is Gordon Ramsay, and Gordon Ramsay told you exactly how to do it. Do this and don't put the rosemary on yet. Put it on at this point and then do this and then do that. If you really wanted the Gordon Ramsay result, if that was important to you, if you really wanted it, you would do it exactly as he said. And you would get the result and you would be so happy because somebody else already figured it out. But people that don't, People that think they have a better idea than God, people who think that they're smarter than the universe. Well, they don't do what they're asked to do or what's in front of them. Now, mind you, this is not some instruction from outside of yourself. You put yourself here. You wrote the course. You're the speaker of the course, the reader of the course. You are the course. You're telling you. No one writing something in a book dozens of years ago is telling you what to do. You're here because I don't think anybody had a gun on them this morning and said, get on ACIM. You're here because you want to be here. You're here because you want results. You're here because you want to enjoy the peace and love and joy and happiness and abundance of God rather than lack, limitation, not get along with your brothers and sisters, being unforgiving, hurting, being in pain, sick, having a disease, and dying. You found a better way. Yay, you. So now, here are our instructions. Begin today in our practice periods, which we'll have the first one shortly, as we always do every morning. We meditate together. Begin today by thinking of those brothers who have been denied by you the peace and joy that are their right under the equal laws of God. Wow. Well, I didn't want them to be peaceful and happy because they did me wrong. Well, I didn't want to give them peace. I wasn't even going to smile at them because they know what they did. Well, so what we're saying is that the laws of God are unequal, that some people don't deserve happiness because they were hellions. They were mean. They were unkind. Therefore, no sunshine for you. Well, how is that any different from punishment and sin and judgment, of which the Course is freeing our minds from? So all that withholding that you were doing of peace and joy to the ones that you had your very good reasons. Oh, don't think we were not extending joy and peace to these people because we just didn't have the right reasons. Oh, we had our reasons, didn't we? Oh, yeah, and the mind made it so justified. You had an airtight case on why you cannot be kind to them or loving to them. They're just, no, they're just, you're beneath my joy. You don't get any of my peace. Well, first of all, I didn't invent peace or joy. Second of all, I guess I'm not thinking that everyone is equal under the laws of God or that the laws of God are equal. That's what we're going to think of today. Whew, this is going to be a fun exercise. It says today our practice periods will start a little differently. Oh, Lord, here we go. Begin today by thinking of those brothers, sisters, brothers, others who have been denied by you the peace and joy that are their right under the equal laws of God. Here you deny them to yourself. And here you must return to claim them as your own. Sounds like forgiveness. Yes, sounds like forgiveness. But there are no buts to forgiveness. Ugh. Okay. I'm with it, Course. I'm with it. I'm going to start the practice periods by thinking of the brothers and sisters, or sisters, brothers, and others that I have denied peace and joy. Because I understand that I've denied them to myself if I've denied them to someone else. And now I'm ready to return to claim them as my own. Think of your enemies, quote unquote enemies, a little while, and tell each one as he occurs to you, my brother, peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. And you may say, like spiritual people like to say, I don't have any enemies. That would be a pompous, arrogant, self-righteous thing for me to say. I don't have any enemies. When all I need to do is close my eyes and turn within and ask the Holy Spirit, who do I not like? Because the Course says the people that you don't like, oh, grievances. Who wronged me when I was a kid? You get a few more. Let me look at all my former lovers. Oh, yeah, they did that to me. Oh, yeah, now I remember. But you have no enemies. Go deeper. I assure you, if you are in this life Maybe you may find an enemy in there. Maybe. Look and see. And then when anyone, people you don't like, the Course says that we have all kinds of grievances against people. Some people are very small grievances. Other people are large grievances that you can readily remember all the wrongs that they did to you. Well, these enemies, according to the Course, are now going to be the very conduits through which we extend peace and joy and receive it for ourselves. My brother, peace and joy I offer you that I may have God's peace and joy is mine. You cannot jail people and not be in jail. If you're the jailer, you're in jail with the ones that you have incarcerated. Thus, you prepare yourself to recognize God's gifts to you. And let your mind be free of all that would prevent success today. Let your mind be free of everything that would prevent your success and understanding deeply on deep core levels the peace of God, the joy of God, the happiness of God. Do not let it be disturbed by some old grievance, some old fight, some old enemy, something that is now water under the bridge, as we love to say. Now, are you ready to accept the gift of peace and joy that God has given you after you have said, peace and joy, my brother, I give to you. Peace and joy, my sister. Peace and joy, my friend, I give to you. Now are you ready to experience the joy and peace you have denied yourself? Because when you deny it to someone else, you're denying it to yourself. Now you can say God's peace and joy are mine, for you have given what you would receive. You must give what you desire to receive. How can you curse someone? I hope this happens to them. I hope that happens to them. Hex someone. We see that a lot in magical circles. You're going to hex that person. You're going to hex this. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Maybe somebody might come hex me. Maybe I need to do this protection thing. Maybe I need to do this. I need to throw some hands. For what? For what? When love is the great power of the universe and you have it. And nothing can come against love because love has no opposite. You must succeed today. If you prepare your mind, as we suggest, you must succeed today. Okay? If you prepare your mind, as is suggested here, for you have let all bars to peace and joy be lifted up, and what is yours can come to you at last. So tell yourself, God's peace and joy are mine, and close your eyes a while and let his voice, the capital V voice, assure you that the words you speak are true, that I am going to grant peace and joy to you, my brother and sister. I don't care what you did before. I don't want to remember. I don't want to remember any of my grievances. I don't want to remember all the past hurts, all the past pains, all the things that are absolutely not happening now, because right here, right now, all I have is love and joy and peace and happiness. And this is what I desire to stay in. And if a thought comes into my mind that is contrary to that, I will simply say, oh no, God's peace and joy are mine. And then you will sense, feel, know, hear a reverberation in your spirit of the voice for God that says, yes, that's true. And you will feel it throughout your whole system. You'll feel it. You'll know it. You'll know that this is truth. Look at all the bullshit we made up in our minds about other people, that it so can easily be let go. Spend your 5 minutes thus with him each time you can today. Remember, the first 5 minutes of every hour as much as we can, and sometimes I just put it on repeat. God's peace and joy are mine. God's peace and joy are mine. I would give you God's peace and joy to you, beloved, because I remember that somewhere in my mind I found a grievance. I would forgive and give you the peace and joy of God so that I can have them. Spend your 5 minutes thus with him each time you can today, but do not think that less is worthless than you cannot give him more when you cannot give him more. Don't think that if you do less than 5 minutes every hour, that it's worthless. At least remember hourly to say the words which call to him, source, to give you what he wills to give and wills you to receive. Remember, the will of the universe is your perfect happiness. That's the will of the universe. Look at the bird, look at the antelope. Look at the monkey, look at the blade of grass. Look at the swaying flower in the sun, look at the sun. Look at the moon, which will be full tomorrow. I was watching Mother Moon last night. I think I'm going to sleep tomorrow night on my sun moon deck under the full moon. I just love the energy. None of them are suffering. And you are. What's up with that? The blade of grass is not suffering. The sands on the shore of the beach are not suffering. We are the ones suffering. Humanity. I saw something yesterday that said people are in China are locked in COVID camps and they had looting in China. Then I also saw that they had some financial disaster rioting in Sri Lanka. And it's very fascinating that humanity, we can find all manner and means of suffering. As soon as we end one riot, here goes another one about something. It's almost as if we do it to keep ourselves entertained with something to do. Suffering. Humanity, we love warring and killing and raping and plundering and stealing and rioting and looting and suffering and being sick and catching diseases. You would think we like it. We've been doing it for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. You would think we like it because we keep doing it. And the Course says you don't have to keep doing that if you want to. If you want to change, you can change. There's something better. Determine not to interfere today with what He wills. Determine not to interfere with the will of the universe. To see my unforgiveness that I'm harboring because so-and-so did such and such to me in the 3rd grade is adding to a riot on the other side of the world. Everything's energy. Quantum physics has shown us that we're in a big, big, big energy pool. Pardon me. All of us together. How about today we clear the pool? Do your part to clear the pool. And if a brother seems to tempt you to deny God's gifts to him, that means if somebody says something or does something, here comes temptation to come out of your peace. You see a video on YouTube, it's like, what is going on? People rioting, the world is losing it. Well, the world has been losing it in every generation because in the 70s when I was growing, in the 60s when I was first growing up, I was born in the 60s, the world was losing it because there were people all over that were rioting and they were looting and they were marching and they were getting their rights. And there were people that were assassinating many people. Assassination was very in vogue. Then in the 70s, people were doing some things, going to war with people. And in Vietnam and Cuban Missile Crisis and all that. And they were marching and they were saying, no, don't do it. And let's just be peace and love. And let's just take some LSD or some PCP and let's just smoke some weed. And can't we all get along? And we had the flower children and they were like, no. And then the 80s, we had the thing happening. There's some stock market stuff started happening, and then some financial stuff. And then the 90s, some climate crisis. And then in the 2000s, Y2K is coming. And then we keep something going on planet Earth. Have you noticed? And in BLM and in Trans Lives Matter, and then defund the police. And then, when do we be at peace? When do we choose peace? Well, you choose it in your mind, and then you start sharing it. It's powerful. So if you see temptation today, and if a brother seems to tempt you to deny God's gift to him, see it as but another chance to let yourself receive the gifts of God as yours. See it as an opportunity to receive the joy and the peace yet again. Oh, I'm feeling a little ha ha ha. The other day I had a thought come up and I told the witches about it in our initiation class. It was kind of comical. I saw this thought come up. Yeah, people don't understand unless you show them why you got to turn up, you got to get ratchet so people know you take you seriously. And I turned and looked and I said, aha, I see you. Well, thank you for outing yourself. Watch your mind today. and see what you see. Oh, wow, you have an axe to grind. You have a literal axe in your hand. Thought. Know that that's not you. These are old thoughts, old ways of being that are making themselves apparent so that you can, oh, I see. Aha. Love and peace and joy are mine. And watch that evaporate. Then bless your brother thankfully and say, my brother, peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. Say it to yourself. You don't have to go around proselytizing to people. We make the correction where the correction needs to be made in the mind. My brother, peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. That's what you say to yourself. Let's begin our first practice period, 5 minutes. And this one starts a little differently. As it says, we are going to look for the quote unquote enemies. We're going to look for those people that that you don't really want to give peace and joy to under the equal laws of God because, well, you have your reasons. Let's go get them and give them some peace and joy. Begin now. Five minutes of calming your mind and finding that person or people or a group of people that you do not feel perfect peace and joy with. And tell yourself, with regard to this person, God's peace and joy are yours. Name that I may accept them as well. And see yourself one with this person. This person who wronged us, so we say. Yet if we ask that person or other people, we may find that we wronged other people. Let us let go of all that is not peace and joy, so that we may give the gifts of our Mother, Father, God, peace and joy. Peace and joy. Peace and joy can be yours always. Peace and joy. You choose your inner state. You choose how you are to be. You choose. Take yourself out of prison. Take the unforgiven out of prison with you. You cannot be jailer without being jailed. Open the prison bars of the mind and let yourself be free. On deep levels, think of every hurt, every indignation, every abandonment, every insult to you. And look at the faces associated and say, I give you God's peace and joy so that I may have Mother, Father, God's peace and joy. I give you the peace and joy of Mother, Father, God so that I may experience the peace and joy of Mother, Father, God. I cannot give what I don't have. Giving it to you proves to me I have it. Breathe it out. Bless all. Bless all. Bless it all. Bless it all as just simply something that made you stronger. Bless it all. It made you wiser. It made you better. Bless it all. And we have completed our first practice period for the day. God's peace and joy are mine. Why? Because we gave them away. To whom? To the most despicable characters in our lives. Yay! We gave them away. The peace and joy of God, we gave them to the ones who we don't like. The ones, how about giving it to Trump? You don't like Trump? Give it to Trump. Okay, you don't like Biden. You like Trump, you don't like Biden? Give it to Biden. Is it the other way around? You like Biden, you don't like Trump. Give it to Trump. You don't have to look far for who to bless with your peace and joy, because the mind likes to find people that it doesn't like. And sometimes whole groups of people it doesn't like. And we don't even know them. Start there. There's an update that we want to give you before we go into our discussion today, family, as we are all gathered here together. Happy, 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 blessed Good Friday. This is the day that our Lord, according to an incredible story of redemption and resurrection and death and rebirth, that's the Christian story, right? It's a story of death and redemption and resurrection. Oh, it's such a good story. Such a good story. Well, today is the day that we celebrate the death of our Lord. And it is not that we, Christopher, God bless you, God bless you. And it is not that we celebrate someone's death, is that we know and we understand that Good Friday was the segue or the point where the life was publicly given up in this incredible story of redemption and resurrection, overcoming death. And that in this incredible story that we now have the opener to life and greater life on Sunday. That Sunday is Resurrection Sunday. So we give you peace and joy and love, family, to enjoy your Good Friday and to reflect on the resurrection story. Ramadan started on April 2nd on my daughter's birthday. So for all of our Islamic brothers and sisters all over the world who are celebrating Ramadan, and soon we will be in Dubai in 1 week from, I'll be in Dubai 1 week from today, actually. Wow. And what'll be fun is when we come to you from Dubai, it'll probably be about 5 in the evening, I think, that we'll be doing our daily A Course in Miracles at 7 a.m. Eastern time. So we'll be here every day because we'll be on the other side of the world. It'll be a different time. And so for all of our Islamic brothers and sisters all over the world, sisters, brothers, and others from all over the world who are celebrating Ramadan, God bless you. And may your Ramadan be delicious and lovely and beautiful. And may you just draw closer to God. It just brings tears to my eyes because I'm very joyful. And for all of you Christian sisters and brothers and others who are experiencing today the Good Friday, and you're eating fish this afternoon, or you are in any way commemorating the death of our Lord Christ Jesus, God bless you, and we love you, and you are so loved. And we pray that all of your incredible rituals and spiritual celebrations and your amazing ways of touching God within are so magnificent. And for all of our Wiccan and witches and wizards and warlocks and magical beings who are celebrating the full moon tomorrow with our tarot decks and our crystals and our incense and our candles, and sleeping under the full moon and dancing under the full moon and going into nature and doing our rituals. Oh, you are so blessed. You have the blessings of the universe and all your rituals, and all of our family all over the world, whatever you may be doing to celebrate and to uplift peace on earth and to love and to come closer to God, Goddess within, that is all and that is everywhere present. You are blessed and you are loved. And so that I share with you on Good Friday. Now we have an announcement to make. Many blessings to everyone on planet Earth. The earth needs your blessings now. The earth needs your blessings now. Yes? Bring your blessings and your love to the world. Don't matter if people don't see things the way you see them. Don't concern yourself if someone uses an ankh and you use a cross. Don't concern yourself that they use a tarot deck and you use a Bible. Just love. That's what the world needs from you. Just love. Just love. And for one day, if it's Good Friday or if it's Resurrection Sunday or the full moon tomorrow, I love how the full moon is sandwiched in between Good Friday and Resurrection Sunday, because I am a Christian witch, so this is a delicious weekend for me. Please, just love. Just send love to the whole world. Everyone and everyone beyond. Can we do that, family? Is it a yes? Will you do that? In your rituals and your prayers and your celebrations, in your fasting, whatever you're doing. Can we do that, family? Is it a yes? Is it a yes? Can we count on you for the love? To spread the love of the universe? Can we count on you?
Yes.
Yes. Delicious. An announcement. So, pardon me. And everyone in the room, let us know your thoughts, and everyone everywhere, let us know your thoughts. Yes, just love. Yes, yes, yes. Look at all our love tubers. Yes to love, yes to love, yes to love. That's all you need to say is yes to love, and then watch what happens. It's going to be a miraculous ride with this universe. That is only love. God is love. This universe is love. That's all. So we have an announcement, and our announcement is regarding our Mediterranean excursion and our Indian Ocean excursions. They will be moved to 2023. And here's why. So more people can come. We want a lot more people to come. So the Mediterranean excursion and the Indian Ocean excursion are going to be moved to 2023. So I was talking about the soul excursions with Harmony the other day, and I was saying, there's more people. I feel it in my spirit and in my soul. There's growth, that more people are going to be able to come. More people are to be there. More people. We want more souls there present. And I knew that the timing needed to change so that more people can experience it. So We were talking about that the other day. We haven't changed the website yet. The website hasn't been updated yet. The website will be updated because the Mediterranean excursion, and I'll be in Turkey next week, actually, which is good because I can learn more about all of these places. The Mediterranean excursion, which is Cappadocia, Istanbul, and Mykonos, will be moved to 2023. We'll have a new date coming up soon and payment plans so that more can come, more of our community can come. And the Zanzibar, Seychelles, Maldives, and Sri Lanka will be moved to 2023 also, and possibly we'll even be able to go to India in 2023. Now, we definitely will be going to Bali sometime soon because Bali is open again. And oh my, I've been waiting like at the doorstep of Bali for Bali to open again. Not just for the B21 visa, I think it's B21 or B211 visa, which is a visa that anyone can get. If you pay a couple of $100, you do this, you do that, you do the other, you can jump through some hoops and you can get into Bali like as an expat or a person who is a digital nomad. Usually digital nomads can get into countries, they know how to do this. And people who travel, they know how to get into countries, even when other people can't get into these countries. They do know the paperwork to do or the things to do or how to do what you need to do. So we were really looking for Bali to open for everyone because then that means that all can come, because none of our solo excursions require vax. We just don't do that. You get vaxxed if you want to get vaxxed. That's a personal decision. It's completely up to you. That has nothing to do with me. Your medical situation has nothing to do with me. That is you, your creator, period. I know that lately people have really overstepped their bounds and they've told you what to do with your body. I hope you kept your sovereignty and you determined that you will continue to keep your sovereignty, because I hope you know that people who are sovereign work under different rules than the rules of people who are not sovereign. Just remember who you are and stand in it and walk in it. And no one is going to tell you what to do with yourself. You determine what you're going to do with yourself according to your own God-given knowing of yourself and what is right for you. That does not come from the outside. That comes from the inside. And so I stand on sovereignty no matter what. You cannot give up your sovereignty. If you give up your sovereignty, you are done for, because someone will be only too happy to put you into a matrix and use you as a battery. Enough said about that. So I can stay on YouTube and keep serving people in the ways that I love to serve people. Now, so we're moving. I want to give you an idea of what's coming up, and then I want to hear from you all, the community, because this is for you, and whatever you like is very important to us, and it's very important to us in this conversation. All of this is very important to us. As a matter of fact, in 2020 and 2021, I asked the community, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Give me 6 places. And I asked a lot of people, and I have the list. And those trips came from that list. And what we also know is that the world is changing and people need to be kind of coaxed out of the country a little bit. It used to be when we would go to Bali or Dubai or someplace like that, there would not be reluctance to go. And we have an incredible group. There's 10 of us going to to Dubai next week. Incredible for quantum manifestation. Incredible. We're going to be doing incredible things. We're actually sleeping in the desert. Like, that's going to be crazy good. We got a yacht, as you know, for those who came to 222 and took action on the yacht. You get on the yacht with us. That's an amazing experience. You guys going to the top of Burj Khalifa, oh my God, Dubai is going to be amazing, amazing, amazing. This is an amazing group coming to Dubai. And on top of that, where we're staying, oh my God, it's fabulous. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. And different people are staying in different places, so you got to pick your fabulous place where you want to stay. So here is the thing. Because we're moving these larger trips to 2023, we have some US-based trips in 2022. As you know, we will be on July 30th. We will be in Washington, D.C. Now, I want you to understand something about Washington, D.C. on July 30th. We are doing a Bitcoin day. A Bitcoin day, a day where you will see how to get paid in Bitcoin, where you will see how to receive free Bitcoin, where you will receive how you will find out how to teach people Bitcoin and be paid for that. You will see how to turn your company into a Bitcoin company. You will understand hardware wallets. We will have guest speakers there. You will have, we're giving away Satoshis, of course. You will have a complete immersion in Bitcoin on July 30th. Saturday, July 30th, 2022, coming up in just a couple of months in Washington, D.C. Now, you know that we were packed at 222, and we'll be even more packed at this event in July. Why? Because this event is free if you're in Ascension. It's free if you're in Ascension. If you don't know what Ascension is, go to ValerieLove.com and join Ascension. Join us in Ascension. It is spirituality and wealth and magic and crypto all rolled into one. It's incredible. And now, when you join Ascension, if you don't like being on the monthly membership, you can do it for a year and get 2 months free. We just added that yesterday. So if you're in Ascension right now and you're in the monthly program, you can right now go to the annual program and you will annual membership. Same benefits, same everything. You just pay for it annually rather than monthly. And you get 2 months free. At ValerieLove.com right now, click on Ascension. So even if you're not an Ascension, you can get an Ascension and you can do monthly or you can do annual. Some people just like to pay for it for the year and be done with it, right? Until next year. We are doing a lot of big work in Ascension. I am so proud of Ascension and everything that everyone's doing. So if you're in Ascension, you get it for free. If you're not in Ascension, it's only $199. So $199? Yeah, it's $199. If you're in Ascension or Initiation, that includes all the mystery school. So not just Ascension, also Initiation for our witches who are in the Initiation program this year. You are able to come to the Bitcoin event free. Bitcoin is the money of the future. Bitcoin is the money of sovereign people. I have been talking about get Bitcoin since I was orange pilled in November of 2014. Family, I'm going to keep talking about it until everyone in the world is on Bitcoin, or at least knows about it, or has wallets, or can transact. We want to have a Satoshi world. A Bitcoin standard world is what we're going for. That's a world where the money is not manipulated. That's a world where everyone has an equal opportunity. Now, what they do with that opportunity is completely up to them. Bitcoin is permissionless money. You don't need permission. You do need to learn some things, however, and it is very challenging to learn. It is very challenging to learn, and people make so many mistakes, and people have lost so much money, and people are in so many scams, and people are being hacked, and we're not doing that. I'm going to teach you all of that. We're not, and how to spot a scam. You know, people will hook up their MetaMask wallet to the wrong thing, and then the MetaMask wallet get drained. I mean, it happens even to advanced crypto people. Family, we live in a crypto world now. You have got to learn this. You've got to learn it. Okay? July 30th. Now, of course, next month, we have the Christian Witches Convention. Christian Witches Convention! And if you are not at the Christian Witches Convention, go to, new scam on YouTube now offering free BTC and ETH. Be wary. Thank you for that, Soul Whisperer. Because if someone is offering you free BTC, other than like the little links below my vid, right? Like if you get this app, they'll give you like Cash App, $10 free to the person that referred you, $10. I mean, that's normal. If people are offering you free Bitcoin and free ETH, run, Forrest, run. But people want to get something for nothing, and they want to get rich quick, and they think that they can beat the system, and they think that they can win, and you'll be scammed. You won't win. You won't win. Okay? Yeah, send me one and I'll send you two. How about you just send me two without me sending you one if you got so much Bitcoin to give away? family, please. These things are scams. Please. If you ever see them use anything in any comments in any of my YouTube's channel, any comments, I would never send you on WhatsApp to tell you to give me Bitcoin. I will never send you to anybody that tells you to do this, that. If you see any of that in the comments, it's just pure trash. It's pure trash. So, in September, you all tell me, family, you tell me, for the fall equinox or somewhere coming up on my birthday, because I love to go to Salem for my birthday. And people have been asking me, when are we going to Salem? When are we going to Salem? And so Salem is a possibility. So you tell us. And then in December, we'll be in Sedona. And the registration for Sedona will go up soon because the witches will be initiated in Sedona. The initiates that are in the Temple of Maat will be initiated. And that is the winter solstice. So very soon we'll be at the winter solstice. Very soon we'll be having a mystery school in Sedona again. And you get to watch the robing ceremony because the new witches receive their robes. And the robing ceremony is so beautiful. Last year we had the winter solstice retreat in Virginia Beach. And we went to the Edgar Cayce. This year we will have our winter solstice event and initiation in Sedona. So that's coming up soon. Other than that, tell us your thoughts. Tell us what's coming to you from anything today that we discussed. From the floor is open, from the course lesson to travel to any questions, any thoughts. Floor is open.
Well, I might get kicked out of the ACIM club today. I might get my moderator badge removed. I don't know. But may I be honest? Like, today's course really pissed me off in so many ways. I'm not, I had so many negative emotions come up with today's lesson. And I know I'm supposed to get up here and say flowery things, but I just had to be real because this course got me in like every nook and cranny of my life today. Today I was not okay. Everything you said hit me someplace. And then even at the end where we were going and sending peace and joy to the people that we have grievances with, even though I know previously I'm not supposed to have any grievances. I saved about 3. And for whatever reason, I can't get rid of these 3 grievances. I've gotten rid of the big, huge grievances. I've even gotten rid of the grievance of rape. But there are 3 grievances. I'm like, oh my goodness, why are these grievances still here? So when we were giving the peace and joy, I did it. But I don't know if I meant it. Like, it was kind of that type of feeling. So God is working on me. But I just had to be honest. Today's course got me. And this was like, out of 105 days, this is the first day that I did not feel okay in my spirit. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I don't know. And that's just me being honest. I'm complete.
It's true. I was like, damn, more stuff is coming out. Ew. 105 days. And you know what I did? I just did the exercises. That's all. I think that's it, Harmony. We're just going to do the exercises. Right?
Well, I did the exercise, so I guess I'm okay. I mean, I did the exercise.
And I think we're just going to do the exercise for the first 5 minutes of every hour, right? Just throughout the day. We're just cleaning. It's just like Ho'oponopono is simply cleaning. And we're simply, oh, that came up. We're just cleaning it. That's all. And so we could be happy that the things are coming up. Yay, get happy.
Like yesterday, it was such a beautiful day for me. Like, I had on like a normal Harmony outfit, which is like a white dress with standard flowers and standard makeup. But every place I went, like when I was walking, like every step in my mind, I just said, love, 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 like every single step. And every place I to get a pedicure. I went to lunch. I went shop. Every place I went, I got so many compliments, and it was kind of funny to me. And I was like, I think they can hear my love mantra. Like every single step I took, like it was so funny. There was this little boy running around the store. He had to have been like 7 or 8. And he was running around just terrorizing the store. And when he saw me, it was like he stopped in mid-jump from where he was running from. And he gave me the meanest look ever. And I looked at this little boy, and I was like, why is he looking at me like that? And then he was like, he looked me up and down, he was like, you look pretty. And then he kept going through terrorizing the store. So it was just like, yesterday, that love mantra that I was doing every single day, I feel like people felt it. I don't know, it was weird. Because like I said, I had on a standard, like nothing about me was different besides that. But yesterday, I've got more compliments than I've ever gotten in my entire life. But then today, I was like, oh, I was feeling so, excuse me, my voice is still kind of gone. I was still feeling so high off yesterday's course, and then today I was like, and then I get 105. What is this 105 about? The giving really got me, because like I do feel like I am one of the biggest givers, and like that's to me one of my I don't want to say strengths, but like that's one of the things that I love most about myself. And when I went back to check to see, like I don't feel like I ever had any bad intentions. I definitely don't have the intention of, oh, let me give them this so I can get, because I feel like, oh, then I should just, instead of giving them anything, just go get the thing that I want. So I never really have that type of intention. But there have been times where I've given from a place of what I felt was lack. So when I gave the gift, I may have felt as though, maybe I shouldn't have spent so much money, or maybe I shouldn't have given so much, or I've had those feelings before. So I'm like, well, is it better to just not give at all? Because I still want to do the giving piece. So I guess I had a little confusion over that as well. So like if there's a time where you don't feel like you have all the extra to give, like do you still give? Or I don't know. It just took me back to like all of the many quotes from the verses from the Bible, where it pretty much says, like even in Luke 6:3-4, if you lend to those from whom you expect to receive, what credit is that to you? Because even sinners lend to sinners, and giving from a cheerful heart, and all of those different scriptures. So it just made me feel like in those moments where you may feel like I really want to give this gift, but I know I got bills to pay, or I really want to give this gift, but it's way more than I wanted to spend. Like in those moments, do you still give the gift? Like, or is it better just to not give the gift?
This is an excellent question, because this is a doing question. And what the course is really asking us to do is to change our minds. And then once we change our mind, the new action will be clear to us. So family, sometimes we wonder, should I do it? Should I not do it? I don't want to get it wrong. We were on A Course in Miracles this morning. Really, all the course is saying is change your mind before doing anything. Just change your mind. So change my mind from, wow, somewhere in my consciousness, I believe that if I give, I'm losing something. Somewhere in my consciousness, I believe that gifts entail loss, where this is not so. So I'm going to change my mind and say gifts come from abundance. Then from abundance, I'll know what to do. So it's almost like we can't determine what to do in advance. We don't know. We don't know what you will do after you change your mind. Is that helpful? Or
yes, it is. I'm also in gift giving. I'm also working on being a better steward over my money. Like even yesterday, like I feel like I have abundance in the moment, and my nieces are leaving to go on their first cruise on Monday. And my brother, he texts me and my mom, and he's like, I'm packing the girls. It's just him taking the girls. He's like, I'm packing the girls' suitcases, and I realized they don't have summer clothes. It's going to be hot. Like, everything they have is long sleeve. He's like, what's going to be the temperature? And me, I'm like, my babies aren't going anywhere with this long sleeve clothes. So when I was at the store, I bought them 2 matching outfits, cutest little outfits. And then I saw like two more outfits that I could have definitely afforded, but it was like, okay, I always go way overboard for these children, and I do it from a place of that's what I love to do. Like, he didn't ask me to go buy clothes, he was just talking about the temperature and what the weather was going to be like, but it was something that I wanted to do. At the same time, I didn't want to go overboard because I've been checking myself like during my gift giving, because I know that I could have bought the girls an outfit for every day, and then they might need a change of clothes. Like, that would have been the typical me, and I was just like, no, these two outfits, they're really cute, and it'll add to what I know. My brother has plenty of money, so it's not like he needed me to go to the store and get anything. But for me, I wanted to do that. I can't go on the cruise because the cruise coincides with Dubai. So my family's going, but we'll, like, at the end of the cruise, we'll be in Dubai. So it was kind of like, oh, okay, I'll kind of still be there with them, but I didn't go overboard. And that was like the first time ever that I made a conscious decision. Okay, I'm still giving. This is still super cute, two cute little matching outfits. I could have done way more, but I didn't. And the reason why I didn't was because for once in my life, I'm like, okay, like, just do what you want to do, but you don't have to always overdo every damn thing. So that was like something I had a huge conversation with myself yesterday, and it was like, okay, I still really, really wanted to give, but I didn't want to continue always going overboard. And it was just an exercise for me to see if I could even do it. And I'm still thinking about those two outfits that I put back, though. So it's like, damn, do I go back to the store and get them today, or do I just stand in that? No, because my brother came over last night. He was very grateful for the outfits. He thanked me like 2 or 3 times. So clearly, those 2 outfits were enough. So I'm just really thinking out loud, and I guess I'm thinking out loud, and you guys are listening, but I'm complete.
It's good for us also to examine where the giving is coming from. I love that you checked yourself on overgiving, because sometimes our overgiving is coming from compensation. It's coming from unworthiness. It's coming from, I didn't have it, so I'm going to give it to someone else. It's good for us, family, to always examine our consciousness. Where is this coming from? Because if I normally break the bank, I had to look at myself with regard to that with shopping. Because I would just go shopping and shopping and shopping. Where is this coming from? It's coming from boredom. It's coming from, I'm trying to make myself happy. It's coming from, I'm not really doing the big scary shit that I need to be doing, so I'm trying to placate myself and play a game. It's coming from navel picking. You'll find a lot of things in there when you really look at it. Where is it coming from? And when I sit down and I be still and I go within, where is this coming from? This urge that I have to overdo it. Yeah?
And another thing that I figured out with all of my overabundance of giving is sometimes when I do that, it puts the other person in awkward positions, not even from the standpoint of, oh, look at how much she spent, but, oh, bitch, you're junking up my damn house. Like, my brother says it all the time, but you stop bringing all this shit. They don't need more shit. There's not even any place for us to put it. Like, why do you keep bringing all this stuff? And my brother has like a 4,000 square foot home, and he told me I filled it up. So it's like, I feel like I'm doing something great, but the space, like, there's not even any space for all the stuff that I give. Another prime example, Rev, I was thinking about you. Yesterday, I got you 2 gifts at the store. Oh. And I was thinking about you. I'm like, when you get Rev a gift, she's like a digital nomad. So if I always come bearing all of these gifts, and then it's time for her to like pack up and go, and she just wants to put all of her stuff in a suitcase or 2, then all of these gifts, she has to then figure out, what is she going to do with, what does she really want to keep, what does she really want to take? And when you think about how, like, you give to people, sometimes those gifts can sometimes be a burden. So you felt like you were over giving in the moment because that's what you wanted to do, but then that person on the other end now has to figure out what to do with the shit that you felt like they should have. So I had to have that conversation with myself as well, because my brother tells me all the time, I just don't listen. I just do whatever I want to do. Oh, I don't care that my brother told me 5 years ago, don't bring no more shit to this house. Like, I still do with every single holiday. Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. Here's your St. Patrick's Day gifts, girls. Oh, it's whatever. It could be, oh, it's National Unicorn Day. Here are your unicorns. Like, I always still will bring the stuff, even though I was told that he didn't want the stuff. And my niece is even like, I don't need any of this stuff. I'd rather you just come over and watch movies with me. Oh. So you're absolutely right. It's like, where is the giving coming from? Why do you still give even though people say, hey, I don't need this shit? And like, sometimes the gift giving could really be a huge burden. And my best friend, I used to give her so many things and she would never receive the gifts how I wanted her to receive the gifts. And it was because her family did not appreciate my gift giving. And that may sound crazy, but like when it was like her birthday or whatever, if I gave her more than like, for example, her husband or her kids, and then it would make them feel some type of way like, well, damn, I guess I'll take these balloons back to the store because she just went and brought you 600 gifts. So it would make everybody else feel uncomfortable with my gift giving. So I've really been trying to check myself with this whole gift giving scenario and think about how, even though the gifts make me feel extremely happy and wrapping the gifts and making them so pretty, like, but the person on the receiving end might not even want it, or it may make their life very difficult. So I've been putting all of that into perspective as well. I think I'm complete.
That's delicious because you're looking at it holistically. You're looking at it from all the perspectives of all the people involved. And family, really what we do is we get to examine our consciousness. What is the true intention here? Why am I really doing this? And get to the bottom of it. Get to the bottom of it. Alina, I love Alina. What you said is Billy C gave away 4 BTC in his group. I love it. And Billy Carson is the real deal, right? So if we're talking about, giving away Bitcoin, we're not talking about people like Billy Carson that are the real deal. Billy Carson is the real deal. So, and Billy Carson gives away a lot of things. I think he gave away a car not too long ago also, right? So we're not talking about that. We're talking about people that are trying to scam people, right? We're talking about people that are scamming people. We're talking about people who have ill intentions and ill motives. Billy Carson, he's demonstrating exactly what we're talking about in the course today, that the more you give, the more you have. He has tapped into the universal secrets. He's tapped into the universal secrets. I freaking love Billy Carson. I heard a quote that really touched me last week. It said, who's her namaste life? If you want to purify your heart, worship your enemy. I found so much truth in that. Forgiveness is love. Love is to be trusted. Can you imagine? If you want to purify your heart, worship your enemy. Wow. Who's next?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Boy, homie, I think I'm with you with this lesson. This whole thing about gifts and gift giving, I did a whole deep dive into myself about this stuff because giving and receiving has been an issue in my life forever. And then, I go through these exercises and where did this verse come from? And it's in there. Some of this is childhood stuff. And I remember in 6th grade, I think I was in 6th grade, my dad gave me my first diamond. It was my birthday. He gave me this necklace with my Aquarius symbol on it, had a diamond in there, and I was excited. I saw the box. Well, excitement is just the trigger that you're going down the wrong path. So anyway, I saw the box. I was all excited. Opened the box, and I looked at it. I was like, oh my God, this diamond is so small. I've never seen a diamond so small in my life. I'm like, how could my father say he loves me and gives me this tiny diamond? I'm only in 6th grade now. I'm like all upset.
Wow.
And then I realized that every single time I got a gift, I never liked it. I'm like, who would give me something I don't want? Like, why do I keep getting this? So time goes on. I was in college, graduated, getting ready to, marry the love of my life. And instead of giving me the ring, he gives me a Movado watch. And I'm like, the cheapest Movado watch in the store. And I'm like, who goes to the Movado store and says, I'm going to buy a watch for the love of my life. Give me the cheapest Movado in here, and I'm going to give that to her. And like, I was so ratchet with receiving gifts. Like, nothing anyone ever gave me was anything I ever wanted. I'm like, why would you think of me and get me this? Why? And so really, it was a lifelong lesson of learning what gift giving is really about. And it's just been a theme throughout my whole life, like until, I got to this course and this kind of lesson, oh my God, and really understand that it's not about things. It's definitely not about things, though I had to examine, my giving and receiving. And I love to give. I don't mind giving. Like, I will go all out. I was like you, Harmony. If I'm going to give a gift, I'm going all out. Even the wrapping is going to be the bomb. It's going to be, I'm taking it to the store. They're going to wrap that up. They're going to make it beautiful. And then I come and get something like, why would you give me this? So really and truly, it was an exercise in understanding giving and receiving, understanding what real gifts are, what the gifts of God are, and what the gifts of man are. So now I am just open for receiving. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's ugly. I don't care if it's horrible. I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to be joyous. I'm going to be accepting, not of every foolishness, but the whole the attitude of being a good receiver, because I was not a good receiver, and I was definitely not a good giver, because I was given to see, well, what you gonna give me too? And that is definitely not the way to do this life. And I had to learn that the hard way, just probably by getting a bunch of ugly gifts and then having to say, what is this? Honestly, I was not giving myself the best of the best. And that's what that was signaling to me. I didn't know how to decode it back then, but I wasn't giving myself the best gifts. And so horrible gifts were coming to me, or what I thought were horrible. And it was just really understanding differently, leveling up my consciousness, leveling up my life around this lesson right here really helped me to put aside the disappointment that I would have when I would get something I didn't like. And boy, I think I must have invented regifting, because this is in my house. Someone else is going to get this.
Regifting, oh my God.
Yes. And I love regift, but then I said to myself, why would I give someone something I don't even like? And so I am very cautious about how, I think I'm going to be much more intentional with the giving and definitely the receiving, because it's a spiritual practice. It's not just, I'm just doing something on this earth. Everything for me is a spiritual practice. And so this lesson here is a beautiful lesson because it's concrete. There's no fudging what this lesson today is saying to us. And if we listen well and look at the words, even to our enemies, good Lord, dig into this lesson. Yes, I'm going to be doing that 5 minutes every hour on the hour today, because this came up on a Good Friday. This came up, and I have to look at it, because I know for me, gift giving and receiving was a problem today. Like, my kids are like, well, what do you want for your birthday? I'm like, nothing. I just want to be happy. I just want joy. I'm like, you're not going to do anything? No. You don't want anything? Not really. I have every single thing I need and want. Anything else is just extra. So I get to just enjoy my life. And yeah, I love nice gifts. But it's not like a requirement that you must give me this and that, or it's just totally different perspective thanks to this lesson. So I'm complete for now. Yay.
How did you know at 6 that the diamond was too tiny? How did you know that? You had seen lots of diamonds around you, or what made you draw that conclusion?
Well, in my country, we have gold and diamond. That's our thing. And I learned everything about diamonds from a young age because diamonds and gold was always around. When I saw that diamond, it was so tiny, I was like, oh, he hates me. My father does not love me. Why would you buy me this tiny diamond? Oh, yeah, I knew all about diamonds, the cut, the clarity, all that stuff. I had studied in the encyclopedia because that's what we had. Remember, we had Workbook back then. We didn't have internet.
Oh, yes.
We had Workbook, and I learned everything from Workbook. If I wanted to learn about diamonds, I got the D Workbook, and I went right up in there and learned everything about diamonds. So,
wow.
Yeah, I knew what diamonds were, and I knew that diamond was too small. And I was livid, Rev. I cried when I saw the diamond. It was terrible.
Wow, that is amazing. At only 6, we have already started with this gifting problem.
I was in 6th grade. So I was about 11.
Oh, 11. Wow, that is incredible. That's incredible. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of one of the most shocking gifts I ever received that was coming from a good place. Clearly we have gift grievances. Because they're all coming up now. As you were talking, Queen Hadassah, I remembered when I was first dating Veronica's dad. This happened in the 90s because I met Veronica's dad in 1996. And maybe a year or two after we met, it could have been like my first birthday after we met. So this could have probably been 97, October of 97. And we met in June of 96. He gave me a gift. And it was a box, and you could tell that it was going to be a jewelry box, right? So, he was just an amazing man. Like, this man gives amazing gifts. Well, he gives me this gift, and I opened the gift. When I opened the gift, it took everything in me not to recoil in horror. I was like, and I gasped. And I gasped because I was somewhat horrified, yet he was sitting there smiling, looking at me. So I had to make the gasp. I had to bring out my acting skills. Now, what was the gift? The gift was a beautiful golden cross with little diamonds on it. Well, I grew up in the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I had just left the cult like maybe a few years before then. And in the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses, crosses are a no-no. Now, I got plenty crosses. Now, I have ankhs. I have all of that because, I love sacred symbols. Crosses, you show a cross to a witness, that's like showing a cross to a vampire. Oh, they're going to run. You have never seen a Jehovah's Witness with a cross. You will never see a Jehovah's Witness with a cross. And they have their whole methodology of why and all that. I won't get into all that. So I was in that from 3, for 26 years, around 3, 4 to 30 when I bust out. So here I was only like 30 something, just a few years after I bust out. It never occurred to me to buy a cross because that's just was not in my consciousness. Yet this is a deeply Christian man. He knows I have, had a Christian background. Jesus is good with me, but all the rules, but I'll go to church with you and all that. I never met a church I didn't like. So when I opened that box and saw that cross, I was like, he was so happy because I'm telling you, family, this was a beautiful gold diamond encrusted cross. I mean, it was a beautiful cross on a gold chain. And I was like, oh my goodness, wow. I could only say like, wow. Like, wow. He was like, yeah, right. Let me put it on you. And then I was literally shaking when he was waiting. I got gift grievances. Okay, thank you, Course of Miracles, because I completely forgot about that. Now I get to give it peace and forgive it, because I mean that thing had me shaking. And I was walking around with a cross on, trying to figure out. I was having an existential crisis over a gold cross. Oh my God. It shook everything I believed up until that time and didn't even know it. Didn't even know it. Didn't know how afraid I was of a cross. Oh my God. Who's next?
Well, were the diamonds bigger? Like, were they decent size?
The diamonds they weren't huge, because he's not a flossy kind of person. So he would never give you like bling bling, like in your face bling. Even though my diamond ring that he bought me when we were married had a lot of bling, and that was because I picked it out and I configured it myself. So I put some bling on there because I love bling. So it didn't have a lot of bling. It had like it was very tasteful. It was something like you would give. It was a very tasteful gift. It was a nice cross. It wasn't like a big, it wasn't like one of these things that a rapper would wear, and the man had won $17 million in the lottery. So he had money and he liked giving gifts. He's a gift giver. And just the other day, me and my daughter were looking at a gift that he gave her for her birthday. Was it her birthday or something? He gives really good gifts, and gifts that people like, and gifts that people want. And we were looking at a gift and we were like, yeah, well, you know how your dad is with the gifts, And and he's just always giving like that. Spirit knew who to give that $17 million to, because a lot of other people would have spent it on themselves. And he is a big giver, and he tithed every year on the winnings, the lottery winnings. So it wasn't bling. It was very tasteful. That it cost a pretty penny. It was pure gold, and it had tasteful diamonds on it. It was a very tasteful gift, I would say. Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. My diamond was tiny and I was livid. Anyway.
So what I'm hearing is that we're forgiving the tiny diamond necklace. We're forgiving the golden cross. And we're forgiving the cheapest Movado watch up in here.
I had gifts to forgive. I had gifts until this moment. I went back to all of the gifts that I had. Like, my husband was the worst gift giver. The one year for my birthday, he gave me a shredder. I'm like, why the fuck did you give me a shredder for my birthday? It was always something random. One year he got me a crock pot, and never did I ever say, oh, you know what, I want a shredder, or oh, give me a crock. Like, I never wanted a crock pot. So I have so many grievances for gifts, and it all started back when I was 0 to 7.
Oh my God!
Going to school, and they had the Christmas gift exchange, and I always got the worst gift that was under the tree. And my mom would be like, "Well, you keep picking these, like, because they all were wrapped. You would just go pick a gift. Everybody, when it was your turn, you go pick a gift, and I would always pick my gift, and everybody else around me would open their gifts, and I'd be like, ooh, I would have wanted everybody else's gift but the one I got." So I'm like, damn, I have a lot of gift grievances, and maybe in my overgiving, I'm trying to make up for them in some kind of way, because I have a lot of gift grievances. When you said that, Queen Adasa, I was like, damn, there it is. I got so many of those bad boys. But I didn't even realize it.
Oh, goodness.
Cleaning it all up today.
Wow. Okay, so if we didn't know what the course was talking about earlier when we heard it, now we are clear in our understanding that we have gift karma that we get to forgive today, get to forgive your gift karma, and we get to really root into what is gifting and what is a gift and what are real gifts, and do gifts entail loss, and are we giving gifts to people that they don't want, and are we giving gifts that we don't really want to give? And are we expecting things from the gifts we get? Wow, we got a lot to look at today. Okay, continue. Who's next?
I'd like to speak into God Morning.
Hey, Royal, how you loving?
Oh, man, Khaleesi, you're like the ocean. It's really wonderful to receive you. I get this, like, giddy schoolgirl type of vibe within my soul. When I'm just acknowledged by you. So I give thanks. I'm waking up on the right side. Every rise with this room. So I thank everybody who is partaking in communion in this wonderful community. I wanted to speak into a gift experience, but it was a little inverse, right? I wasn't the receiver and of this gift. I was the giver, and somehow there was a lesson for me in giving this gift. Me and my mother have a very interesting relationship. I fell in love with her in the womb. She left me in the doorstep of my grandmother's house at 3. I've done a lot of forgiveness work, a lot of just like digging into myself on my own part and taking accountability as to why I would create this experience for myself. Very powerful experience. And then she came back into my life at maybe 8 years old, 8 years old. And needless to say, my life kind of like spiraled back into this craziness of like shelter systems and stuff. But long story short, money was always like scarce. And when I started making money, I was living with her and she was helping me save up. I was paying her rent and babysitting money because she was taking care of my son. And I had so much spite in my heart. I had so much, at that time, it was real thick, the energy between me and her, because she had never explained what had happened. It was just a whole lot. So I had all this energy, between us, me and my mother. I loved you. And, at that time, I felt like you were God and you had forsaken me. And I dove deep into that. So it was her birthday, right? March 10th. And she kept speaking into or alluding to a gift. She didn't say what it was. But I remember feeling like, you're asking for more and more money. Back then, it was just a lack conversation. So I had gotten her the cheapest coat that I could find on Amazon. And I did this to spite her. But as we know, what you give, you get to keep. So, listen to this. I go to her room. I'm thinking she's going to be underwhelmed. She's gonna like completely, she's gonna know that I'm hurt. She's gonna know and see the wounds within me from the things that she have given me. Neglect, numbness, apathy. And I was just like, here, take this symbol of my hurt. When I tell you, this lovely creator of mine was so truly grateful. And she had this grace and she had this excitement that her firstborn son had given her something. She said, "Oh my God, Papito, thank you so much." She turned into a 15-year-old in front of my eyes, and I'm over here not believing what I'm seeing. I thought she was going to get the message, and the intention was completely transmuted by my mother. It was one of the first grandest alchemy experiences from a wonderful wizard that I've ever seen. And so it made me realize, like, that was the first time I think I was like 23 or 4. It made me realize that, your perception, my perception is subjective. And the intention of a gift or the intention of a message, even if it's sour at its core, it can be transmuted. And so this is a great message to me. Whatever they're trying to propagate or anything that is being said in the world that is distasteful, I can transmute. I can allow it to motivate me and inspire me to see me, to look at me. And so I really wanted to share that. I thank y'all because I still get a little emotional. You know, I still have a little bit of energy with this experience of giving my mama a gift that came from spite, but then was transmuted into this deeper sense of love. And I've done so much work since then, forgiving her. And I want to also say I've created, finally, y'all, I need some mic taps or something because I've created the space within myself, the forgiveness within myself, the acceptance within myself for my mom to finally speak into. And this was literally 2-3 days ago. She spoke into the past and what had happened. I'm 28 now. It took 28 years for her to come to this place of peace within herself. And I know in some way, shape, form, or facet, it came from me healing myself and forgiving myself and others for what they have done before. She wasn't even in the room when I say I forgive you, and I forgive myself for believing the narratives that came from that experience. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you so much for space.
Woo! Royal! Everybody celebrate that. Oh my God. What?
Yes.
Wow.
I wasn't planning on speaking. The Goddess Harmony pulled me up, so I had to come up.
Woo! I don't even know what to say because the raw honesty of that share is refreshing, and the vulnerability of it is when you said, I knew what I had in mind when I was buying her this gift. Like, that's not even something people normally will even own. Yeah, I knew it. We won't even own it unless we've dealt with it, healed it, released it. You know, on YouTube, beautiful share, Royal. I was showing them your Instagram as well. And Royal can dance. He is so fly. So y'all follow him on Instagram. If you want to dance.
What's amazing is I never invite people up on stage, but it was just burning that I pressed his name and did invite. Like, and it was because I needed that story. Like, that was so amazing. That brought tears to my eyes. Thank you for sharing, Royal. Royal, I like the part where you said, my thing is poor connection. You said you look for the cheapest gift. So I'm like, so people do look for the cheap gift. They do go out there and do this. I love the story of transmutation. That is so beautiful. I mean, I would have been floored if that happened to me. My gosh, I love the story. Thank you so much, Royal. Good morning.
God morning. God morning. It's
Amazing
amazing.
share, Royal. And Queen and Harmony and Coach, y'all had me over here laughing so much with you all's stories of gifts. I think for me, I just really never put a whole lot of thought into gifts. Even now, you know, even now in my experience, I give gifts. I love to give gifts. But I think my experiences of not receiving gifts at all kind of set me up. So you said the diamond was little. What about no ring, no gift, no anything except happy birthday? That has been an experience for me. And, you know, I mean, even when my, beautiful, loving partners, it just wasn't his deal.